We're back at the Eye, live at the Potato Expo. Another fun Tony fact. In the 1500s, Bob, I don't know if you know this, but in the 1500s, the Spaniards invaded and ended the Incan Empire, but not the potato-based system of coercion. The conquistadors used the potato surplus to feed the slaves mining silver.
Well, I've been to Peru.
Okay.
I've seen the Inca fields, but I didn't know that fact, so thank you very much, Phil.
So that's why you got to come to the Potato Expo.
Yeah, so I learned something. I try to learn one thing a day.
Well, and you're going to teach us a lot of things today. When we look at what's going on with potato ag, with everything that AMVAC is doing, ag technology outlook, crop input outlook, give us the 101 on where we're going as it relates to potatoes.
Well, Phil, I would say probably the key trends right now for the potato grower and the business is that from the marketing side to create more demand for potatoes.
And that's what our neighbors here at Potatoes USA are trying to do every day.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the younger generation, the export markets where you have more income there. I think they're looking for just better quality food and more, probably more on the healthy side than our generation was.
Right.
And potatoes does provide that. And I think the other key trend is really just from an economic sense, running your operation at a high efficiency. In a world where commodity prices today have been very volatile, a lot of discussion around trade issues,
which hopefully can be resolved soon. Maybe. What do you think?
Oh, I think it'll be resolved because I think nations have common interests. Being a professor of international business, I can show you the statistics where you have. Increasing trade and free trade, the wealth of nations goes up parallel. Some faster than others, like China has gone up faster than the United States, but it really raises all boats and that tide.
But when we talk about China, isn't part of it, and I was at China as part of a UN delegation 35 years ago, and isn't part of it them actually just catching up? When it comes to food and agriculture versus, we were both at these levels and all of a sudden China pulled up?
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but the last time I looked, China was a net exporter of food.
Right.
So quantity is no longer really an issue in China. It's quality is an issue.
Right.
So they've had a lot of issues, remember the whole
melamine with milk and,
wow, yeah,
all the food safety nightmares.
So they're really interested from a safety standpoint.
Finally,
right,
that's good.
Right, and American brands have an advantage. They believe that our quality and our safety measures are number one in the world, even more so than some of the European countries.
Right. So
that's an opportunity for the U.S. Industry.
So when you look at the coming year in agriculture in general, not just potatoes, what has you the most excited?
In the coming year, I think that things have the volatility looks a little bit to be less. We really had overall, if you look at even across the globe, it was a bad weather year. Australia drought, Europe drought. We had a very, very wet spring here in the United States. Then we went into drought. Then we had
the fires in California.
In California. We had the hurricane, remember, ripping through Georgia and North Carolina.
I was talking to a pecan farmer who is devastated.
Yeah.
A lot of those crops.
We even had a late wet harvest, right? A lot of the field work didn't get done. So I think what's going to get me probably most excited is hopefully we've got some, those weather issues can't be as bad going into next year.
Some stability.
For a farm kid and for farmers, good weather conditions, soil conditions are always the best. Right.
Well, Bob, thanks so much for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Yes.
We'll be right
Thanks
back
for having me.
with fun facts, and one of my favorite food editors in the entire country who's based right here in Austin. We're going to take a look at what's going on in Austin in particular on the food scene and the potato scene. So stay with us.
Thanks, Phil.